Always a joy to speak to you. I'm going to just keep referring back to our foundation scripture in Colossians chapter 1, verse 13. And I read it to you again from the Passion Translation. He has rescued us completely from the tyrannical rule of darkness and has translated us into the kingdom realm of His beloved Son. So I'm going to just talk to you a little bit about dominion or domination that goes with rulership. If you are talking about rulership, and in this particular passage of scripture in the Passion Translation, it certainly talks about tyrannical rule. Well, the Bible in the New Testament in particular is full of the fact that our fight is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against rulers of darkness, and so those words are used over and over again, rulers of darkness. There are things that rule in the darkness. And the forces that rule in the darkness, they rule because their domain, their domination is because they dominate in a place where there is darkness. Where the light shines, they can't dominate because you dominate in a dominion. That's the reason why it's called a dominion, because in a dominion, there is domination. Now, domination is not something that is in anybody's life. You really don't want to think about domination as, well, I'm being dominated. So, of course, if you're going to be dominated, then the person who's dominating you is going to try and hide it from you. It's going to make you want to think that you are not being dominated, because if you found out you're being dominated, then you would want to say, hey, I'd like to be free from this. Well, that's how the tyrannical rule of darkness works. The tyrannical rule of darkness it's a tyranny. It binds you and keeps you locked up in a place of no light, no freedom, and no space to move, because you are being dominated in the domain of darkness. And of course, in that domain, it seems like I'm living my life the way I want to live my life. It seems like I'm doing just exactly what I want to do. And you may actually believe that. People may believe that they are actually making their own choices for their own life all the time. So when they say, oh, well, I think I'll just, I'll go get drunk. And it's my choice that I'm getting drunk. Well, I know it's your choice, and you might think that this is your choice, but the whole system is geared to influence you, to make you, to tempt you, to trigger you, to do different things with you, so that you think it's your decision and it's really what you want to do. But there is a tyrannical rule that is constantly drawing you into that. I don't want you to get bent out of shape because I used an example of alcohol. Because it can be so many different things. It can be so many different things in life. One of the things that people most don't want to hear about, they really don't want to hear about it when I say this, is that people think they are choosing a career, and they think they're making choices to go and study and get educated and go and get a career. In the meantime, the system is designed to draw you into that, to take your energy, to take your talent, to take your gifting, your calling, your assignment, and use it for something completely different. And the more you give your time to learning, to educating, to focusing on your career, to energy, to work, to all of that, the more you invest in it, the less you want to give it up. So the rulership, the tyrannical rule becomes your own choices that you think you're making, but you've been influenced to make them, and they control your future. Hey, Thank God, the scripture says He has rescued us from that tyrannical rule. He's rescued us from having and being forced to make those decisions and brought us into the wonderful life of His beloved Son.